All right, good morning.
Good.
So today we're going to talk about AI in the service department. And an interesting stat that we just finished with one of our AI studies is that only 25% of dealers are utilizing AI in fixed ops. So a little bit mind blowing, right?
Yeah.
So my name's Kim Saylor. I'm Senior Director of Product Marketing for Fixed Operations. And with me today I have Joe Shaker, who's co-founder of True Video, as well as the dealer for Shaker Automotive Group. And then I have David Cerquira with me. He's the service director at Benzel-Busch Family Dealerships. Thank you both for joining.
It's a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. So, David, I'm going to start with you. So, when you think about AI in service, what comes to mind?
The texting, being able to do business in language, right? Translations. At our store, we're really catering to the customers by communicating to them the way that they want us to communicate with them. So translation's been a big hit for us. Really polished responses with the texting. And for our advisors, it's really allowing them to have a quick response to keep the customer informed of what's happening. It really becomes a stress reducer by not having to overthink what their response should be.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Communication is critical to keep that customer experience at a level that you want, especially at a store, at a high-end store like yours.
yeah.
So, Joe, as both a dealer and a technology provider, what are you seeing in shifts with AI for fixed operations specifically?
Well, there's a lot to talk about with AI, especially for fixed ops. David was just talking about what you've been using for a couple of years, and people talk about personalization, and I don't think there's anything more personal than talking to someone in their own language.
Right.
And that's what I was thinking, David, when you were bringing that up. For me, what we're seeing is, we're obviously with CDK, Ava, you have that agent in the one ecosystem.
Right.
And then you just released your marketing, which is, really cool. And we could talk about that in a little bit. But I tell you, one of the things that's happening right now that we're working on with some of your largest customers is we've been analyzing the videos. We started doing it a while ago with some of the largest dealers in the country.
Yeah.
And we're using machine learning and we're using AI to analyze, did the technician show to brakes, show to tires? Did they do a good job? Because dealers have gone from taking videos to 80% videos to customer-facing repair orders. Now they're at 80%. There's what's next. The analysis of the videos has been huge. And, we've been kind of secretly working on that with some of the largest customers. And that's going to be the next thing that comes out this year, because dealers do not want to watch 1 million videos and try to figure out. And if a technician doesn't show it, if they don't say it, you're not going to sell it. And they're picking and choosing. In F&I, we can't do that. You have to same product, 100% of product, 100% of the time. But
Right.
technicians are not doing that. Technicians they're not following a very specific cadence, and that's the next level. And it's not just AI, Kim. I think the machine learning aspect is what people are missing. When you hear AI all the time, it's language models, language models. So that's some of the really cool stuff that we've discussed. And actually, we're doing a few runs for Dave on video quality score now since he wrestled me an hour ago.
That's really exciting. So, David, so you've been using tech videos for a while. So, what have you seen change in your service department by utilizing those videos?
Let's put it to you this way. The customer sentiment speaks for itself, right? If a video isn't delivered each and every time, the customers are asking for it. And they're clearly telling you that that's what we expect as part of the service journey with us. And really what it does, it makes it really an informed buyer, right? We always talk about trust and transparency. I mean, if you're not creating videos, you're just not in the game at all. So it's really, for us, it's been part of our biggest success story. So it's critical.
So that's exciting because the quantity of video you have hit now with what Joe's talking about, you can actually measure the quality of that video as well. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, there was 916 billion videos watched last month in the United States just on YouTube.
Wow.
Wow.
People speak video. If you're not communicating in video, you're not communicating into a language someone wants. You always hear that marketing line, meet customers where they are. Well, We know where they are. They want to watch video. They don't want to take phone calls. Who wants to take phone calls, right? And we're always thinking about these things, but we're also able, he delivers so much transparency, so fast, so much efficiency with video.
Right.
And everybody is catching. It's table stakes now, as you've said.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Joe? With the video quality score, what I really like, what's coming down the pipe with that is that it's going to be a training tool for our technicians, right? We're going to get more consistency in every single video, touching the key points, right? Again, informing the customers, but we'll get more continuity out of the service experience, and kind of getting all the technicians creating the videos the same way, right? And the way what you showed, we're really going to tailor it to match our MPI sheets, and every single time we'll touch the touch points that are important to us.
Right.
So,
It's something you couldn't do on your own. You couldn't
no,
watch those videos. You don't have the time to
no,
do that. So this
Yeah.
allows you, like you said,
yeah,
training opportunities.
yeah. On 2,200 repair orders a month in my
Right.
store, that's kind of impossible.
Right.
Yeah, at a Mercedes-Benz 2,200
Yeah.
Yeah.
orders.
Yeah.
And he's OCD, right? So it's the only way to get everybody to do the Benzel-Busch way.
Yeah.
And when you go to that dealership, it's one of my favorite dealerships because
Yeah.
they actually have their brand name,
Yeah.
and they're renowned in his market. And the way they do things, it just allows you to really tie it down on that elastic piece. So you have an amazing dealership.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm doing a public service announcement for you.
You know what?
I'm not talking about my dealership at all.
Joe, it's a differentiator, right?
Yeah.
We know our customers have options. There's independent service providers. There's the mom and pop garages. They're not going to create videos the way that we do.
Right.
Really. So, I mean, on top of it, the voice cancellation, being able to pause the videos, all of that ties into really giving a really great product. And as I said, our customers come to expect it. So without it, we're not giving them the experience.
Right.
So.
So Joe, True Video and CDK, we've partnered on many solutions now, video, Ava, now marketing. So what made those places the right place to put AI? What made that make sense?
Well, here's the real key. Dealers want to work in one ecosystem. So your teams spend 98% of your development on workflow and on all these data things that are going to help the dealer. And
Right.
then you really have this much time left to do communication. What makes our partnership great is we spend 100% of time on communication.
Right.
And 98% of customer experience is how well or how poorly you communicate.
Right.
90% of revenue, probably.
Yeah.
So when we have that focus and then we put it into what you've created, collectively, it's the best experience for the dealer and ultimately the end customer. And so the AI things that we've worked on together, the marketing that you're introducing,
Yeah.
that's the way marketing is going to be, right? You don't go and say, you haven't been in for 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Click on this button, call this button. No, it's you haven't been in for 12 months. What day works for you, I'll make the appointment for you. Whether it's an email, whether it's messaging, you're finalizing it. You're not asking for a call to action. You're inviting someone to give you the information and do that. And it's all dialed into the scheduler.
Yeah.
On the CDK telephony, Ava, the thing I love about that is it shows where you've lost a customer.
Right.
Today, if I go on the scheduler page and I say, I'm done, that person effectively hung up.
Right.
If they go into the scheduler and they stop, they effectively hung up.
Right.
Now, we're spending all this money as dealers to get these people to come in. If they call the store 33% of the time, they're getting disconnected, right? So with Ava, if that happens, there's a hang up. It's transfers, of course, but it'll then message that person and say, hey, we noticed you hung up.
Right.
It can show on that little screen that you've put together anybody that we did not connect with, and we can have our BDC person just work on connecting with people
Right.
that we missed.
Right.
And there's so many of them.
Well, those are service leads. You would never let a sales lead, fall through the cracks. So why are we letting service leads fall through the cracks? Those are your customers calling to schedule an appointment, right?
Yeah, and I'm in multiple 20 groups and stuff, and I'll tell you what's happening. I cannot control new cars.
Yeah.
If Ford F-150 has a problem at the plant and we can't get enough, I can control service parts and used cars, and that's NADA calls that D page.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, every group, service parts and used cars actually, because I can control that, is on the rise, and you don't have to live or die based on that. So fixed ops over the last 3-4 years, you don't have to hear people say, oh, if business is slow, you should be working on fixed ops. If
Right.
you're not working on fixed ops, you shouldn't be a car dealer.
Yeah.
Right.
And just to go back to the workflow, what I really like. I have 11 service advisors, and the workflow of being able to text and being in one area, right? Every time we can reduce another open tab on a browser, that's the biggest win for everyone, right? So everything that you're doing, you're building your repair order, you're texting, you're getting your notifications. It's all in CDK's workflow, and it's a big win for the advisors, right? It just eliminates one additional piece that really you just don't need. So it's all in one place.
So, David, how do you balance at your store using AI and keeping that human touch with your customers?
So what I really like about the tool in utilizing the AI is the quick responses, right? The suggested responses that they're answering to the customer quickly, right? Because everyone's looking for an answer as quick as possible. But for the more, that's helping with the smaller stuff. Um, when you need to spend more, it's giving you time to spend more time with the customer face to face, right? So when you're getting an inbound message and you're getting the suggested response and it's polished, right? And it's really looking at what the customer is looking for, that's a quick response. Okay, you just bought yourself some time,
Right.
right? You can spend another couple minutes with the customer during the write-up process, and that's where the difference is. That's where you're using it to keep it personal, but let it do some of the heavy lifting in the background for you when possible.
Let it take care of some of those routine tasks so that your advisors or your employees can spend more time on things, meaningful conversations,
Yes.
things that they need to do.
Yeah.
Kim,
Perfect.
you said human experience,
Yeah.
right? I did a presentation about 6 months ago, and the title was, Can Artificial Intelligence Make the Customer Experience More Human? Because everybody goes, no, I like the human touch.
Right, right.
And I'm like, do you mean dropping my call? Do you mean having me on hold for 3 minutes? Do you like the human
our
touch?
service shopper study showed the average hold time 9 minutes.
Yeah, if you just, as a dealer, if you go in and start listening to all your calls and watching, look, there's a balance here. I'm not saying I'm not one of these AI is going to take over the world,
No.
and I'm not going to have a robot in the do an operation on me or
Right.
anything. Like Elon, it probably maybe in the future, but for me, it's really a help and it's an assist. And for someone to lean in and say the human experience is so great, you just go listen to some of your calls, listen to some of the calls at my dealerships.
Right.
So there is a balance in there, and I think that's what many people miss.
Yeah.
Is can AI make the customer experience actually more human?
Right.
And it could.
It can.
It definitely can.
So, Joe, talking about the future, think about the next year, next 2 years. What excites you about AI looking forward as both a dealer and someone who provides AI technology?
So what excites me is I think AI, people are so used to language models, right? I can do this, say this, it corrects this. I can be an agent. They talk about agents all the time.
Right.
What excites me is like what we've done with that video quality score. When I started True Video and got into doing all these videos, we're doing 6 million customer interactions a month.
Yeah.
26 million media files. I never knew what to do with that pile of video.
Right.
Like I was trying to have customers see and understand. Well, we've been able to take that, use machine learning, and then train for object detection. There's so much we can do with machine learning and AI to help inform. I like taking unstructured data like that and turning it into structured data. For instance, sentiment analysis, right? You have the sentiment analysis. Now, the way I find out that you're mad is I'm sitting there, I'm at the dealership, and I see your tone of voice is a little loud, your body language is off.
Right.
And I can't be there all the time, but I would walk up, hey, you're a great customer, we're a great dealer. Let's take care of it. I've proven myself, probably becomes one of my best customers. You can't do that at scale. But when you take unstructured data like all the texts, and then you apply analysis to it to see what customer sentiment is, the minute you get really upset, I was very upset, not happy with whatever, it texts the manager. We're taking that unstructured data and we're turning that into an action that we can do at scale. It texts the manager and I can get right on it right now. So why have a bad survey score if I found out about it right out of the box? I could take care of it,
Right.
right? And surveys, as dealers, we love surveys, right? They're 4 days too late. Only 10% of people fill them out. Highly manipulated. If you don't give me a 10, my family doesn't go to Disney. Right? And then there's a survey bias. They think they're taking an SAT exam. You're like, relax. Just give me all 10s. My kids won't go to Disney. So at the end of the day, sentiment analysis is real time. And we're going to be able to see things like unstructured data, like the stuff I talked about with videos and the stuff I talked about with people are saying, and turn that into real actionable things where we can make customers happy and we can solve problems instantly. That's what I think is the most exciting.
That is exciting. So I think you mentioned some stats about how many videos. I think another key piece to having AI and be successful with AI is the data. You have crazy amount of data when it comes to videos. For example, CDK has over 900 million repair orders. So really AI without all that data isn't going to give dealers the value that they need. So it's still is a little surprising based on what you two are sharing, what AI is out there for fixed ops, that only 25% of dealers are utilizing it. But you're definitely going to see that number rise. And it's very exciting as we move forward.
Yeah, what it's going to do with collecting that data and really crystallizing information, you have the data, you're going to be able to pull that and then crystallize things for dealers.
Right.
Right. The dealer business, is boom, 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 boom. Customer wants to talk to you there. Bob has a problem. Mary didn't show up today.
Yep.
The other dealership did this. It's so crazy that we need to get that information quickly and leverage the data that you guys have
Right.
on top of the data that we're creating.
Right.
With the video data we're creating is how many times it was watched, how many times it was shared. All these different things. These are new data sets that we're incorporating into
Right.
your data today. And the better you can incorporate that and give us really quick things as dealers so we can see and react, the better.
Yeah.
And you know what, Kim, we talk about the data all the time. And what I really like with CDK's tool is taking the data and having AI help you write the technician stories,
Right.
So we're using that in our store now. And the second you show a technician how it can help them, because that's a major pain point for them, right?
Right.
They're like, listen, I'm not the best writer. And when you're getting a great story suggestion based off of the complaint, the technician's like, this is buying back so much time a week, right? Like they're busy trying to write these stories, not
Right.
sure what to say. And I'm like, guys, it's really a thought starter,
Right.
And that's where the software is helping us gain efficiency in our workshop. So that's going to be the big game changer for us in my store.
We've got to tune that for warranty, right? Because when
Yes.
techs write warranty, they go, this is broke.
Yeah.
And then it gets rejected.
Yeah.
You said use the wrong word.
Right.
So when they put broke, you have to put malfunctioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when now we're writing all the warranty
Well-
ROs, right? It'll say exactly what's supposed to be said versus making mistakes.
We have a tool for them, right, David?
Yeah.
We're
Right.
using it now.
And
That's the one.
again, the tool is always going back to focusing on the customer experience, right?
Right.
Now the customer will be able to read the repair order and say, wow, actually can kind of make sense of what they wrote here.
Yeah.
Not information regarding, this pin connector. And it just cleans it up and everyone benefits, right? Internally, our bookers are looking at this and go, oh, wow. These guys are doing a great job writing stories. We actually know it's CDK, so they're helping us through that. So
Well,
great.
really, it's AI along with your people. It's making your employees more efficient. It's making better customer experience and really just elevating the service experience overall. So I want to thank you both for joining me today, and let's get that 25% increased.
Let's
Right.
go.
Let's go.
thank you,
Thank
Kim.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.